welcome back to my channel. I'm Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler. I am a mom who works at home in her own home office, but also homeschools full-time. I run my own company, Amanda's Designer Decals, and by the way, I have a really awesome Facebook group going on right now. I would love for you to join. It's all about home decor, and I've been kind of experimenting with kids stuff and homeschool stuff, and I really need you guys' opinion because I want to know what other homeschoolers want too. So make sure that you check out the link that's down below and come join my group and come tell me what you would like to see. So now I am going to answer a question that I've been getting asked quite a bit over the last couple of months. And it is, how do you grade? Okay, so most of you know that I've been using majority of master books this year. I came from Rebecca, and I'm sorry guys, there is a fly in my office and I cannot seem to get rid of it. So if you see me swat, that's what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to show you, I have 3 levels of grading. That sounds complicated, it's not. I'm going to show you on a small level how I start grading and how I report their grades at the end. Okay, so we use master books. So the first level of grading that I do is just with their master books books. Okay, so when you buy master books curriculum, you'll get a teacher book and a student book. And the student book is typically the, there's one book that's the teacher guide, and it has the worksheets in it and the curriculum list. So basically everything that they need to do throughout the day. And then in the assignment list as well, there is a breakdown charts I'm going to show you here in a second, where you can put in different columns, their grades, their due dates, and things like that. Now, the other book that comes with it is typically the textbook. So that's just, they make it really, really easy and simple. And so I'm going to show you guys how easy this is. And because I don't want you guys fretting, because I feel like a lot of you were really worried when you were messaging me about grades. This is not nearly as complicated as it seems, and I'm going to show you guys. So here is a sample page. Looks like it got wet. This is a sample page from one of my kids' master books teacher guides. Now this is just kind of like in the middle. So you can see there's a column for the weeks, and these large thick lines kind of break up the weeks. And then within those you have the days. So, and then it tells you the book and the assignments. And then over here in this column you have due date and grade. I hope that's not backwards, but it might be. So over here, I don't typically do the whole due date and check mark type of thing. What I will take a grade for is quizzes, tests, and large assignments. And I will put that grade right here in this grade box. Super easy. And what I mean by large assignments is if they have a project or something where they had to write out something. Sometimes, okay, so for example, in World Story, there are the digging deeper projects. And a lot of times my son will choose the writing project at the end because he loves learning about different cultures and things like that. So sometimes I will actually take a grade for one of those assignments. And for the younger grades, my youngest is in 3rd grade, and he is doing the zoology. And he had recently done, I posted it in the Moms of Master Book Facebook group, and he just loved this project, and I had to show them because he just loved this project. He made a mobile of the food chain of a shark, and him and my husband did this whole project together, and he hung it up in his room on his wall. He absolutely loves this thing. So we actually took a grade for that. Now, they have suggestions and guidelines for the grades, but remember, master books also gives parents a lot of control. So ultimately, you are in control. They will give you guidelines and they will give you suggestions in the front of the grade books, but you are in control. I typically do not grade the daily type assignments. I like to, especially for the younger grades, kind of help along where it needs. And I feel like those are a little bit difficult to grade. Especially when they're learning new concepts in English and grammar and things like that. So I don't typically grade their everyday assignments. I grade the larger assignments, quizzes, and tests. Now, after that again, I'll put that grade right here. My second level of grading, just to make it, this is just to make it easier on me, okay? So I don't have to constantly flip through all the pages during grade time. What I will do is, you guys know that I love my Erin Condren planner, right? This is my Erin Condren teacher planner. I got the teacher edition. I didn't get the life planner. I got the teacher one. She has these checklists, yeah, these student checklists at the end. And I like to use this to, and I'll use like typically like one sheet per kid. And this is kind of how I do it. So you can kind of see like this is for one child and this is all of his subjects. And then I'll just put the grades right down there. Super, super easy. And I do that just so I don't have to flip back and forth when I am trying to average out a grade. They're just all right there for me. It just makes it easier on me. Plus, it's another way that I typically keep my teacher planners. Yes, I am that much of a nerd. I keep my teacher planners along with a notebook or a 3-ring binder of all of the work that my student has done throughout the year. It's kind of like just a form of record keeping for myself. And if I ever get checked or something like that, the more documentation that you have for things like this, the better. So I have just always kept it. And we have lived in states before where it was actually part of the law where you had to keep, you know, records and things like that. So I thought keeping my my personal planner was also a good idea because I had a lot of their stuff, you know, throughout the year listed in there. So it's just kind of become a habit, and even though it's not the law here in my state now, I just still like to do it. And it just kind of keeps everything really handy for me. So I just fill out these with the information that's in this, and I just put the grade. That's it. Now, my third level of grading is the most important. My kids are enrolled in an umbrella school, and I've told you guys this before. I have no plans on taking them out. It was just something that we did when my husband was active duty Marine Corps, and we were moving from state to state to state to state. And I thought it would be a better idea just to have some kind of documentation in one place online. And I don't pay that much per kid. If you're a civilian, it's less than $100, but they had a great military discount every year. And I don't plan on taking my kids out of this now that my husband's retired. We really like it. I feel like it is a, I don't know, it gives me a little bit of security, I guess, as a homeschool mom. Plus, if I ever get checked by the state or something, I like the idea that their attendance, their curriculum list, and all of their grades are in one place online with the school. And it is a brick and mortar as well. So it was just something that I really enjoyed, and I'm going to keep doing it. So when I need to report, I have to report 2 times a year. I have to report in January, and I have to report in July. I think it's July. And I just report their grades and attendance twice a year, and I upgrade their curriculum list once a year when I re-enroll them. Super, super easy. Super easy. Now, to do that, because I know you're probably asking me right now, how do I find out their grade? I add up all the assignments that I graded, and I take the average. Super easy. I don't make this complicated. I just add up all their quizzes and tests and average it out. Now, that sounds really, really easy because it is, and I don't like to overcomplicate this whole thing here. I don't, as I said, grade the everyday stuff, and honestly, that would take me forever. That would take me forever. So now I do that twice a year. So they have a midterm grade and then they have a final. That's it. Now, extra credit if my son, who is in 7th grade, feels like he wants to pull up his grade, or, you know, wants to pull from a B to an A or a C to a B, whatever. Or if he did really bad on a test or something and I pulled his grade down. If he wants to do extra credit, sometimes I will let him do like those digging deeper projects. I'll let him do an extra one and I'll throw that in there, and I'll still average it in with the rest of the numbers. And a lot of times it'll help him pull up his grade a couple points. So remember, you're in charge, you're the parent. Don't overcomplicate this whole thing. That's it, guys. So if you have any questions, pop them down below for me. I hope that I explained this well enough and that it kind of gives you a little bit more more peace and ease with grading and homeschooling. Don't make it complicated. It's not nearly as hard as a lot of you, I think, make it out to be in your heads. I know I did when I was a first time homeschooler. A lot of this stuff can kind of feel overwhelming. So take these things and make them simple, make them work for you. All right, so I will see you guys next time, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.